It has always been a story of playing chess, which involves applying calculated moves and implementing strategy. When the Cameroon People's Democratic Movement (CPDM) political party is partaking in an election, and this 2025 election campaign will probably be no different, as Paul Efome Lisombe Ngale, Lord Mayor of Limbe, who doubles as the president of the Limbe 1 communal campaign committee for the CPDM, is already galvanizing his troops. In the spirit of militantism, the mayor held a strategic preparatory meeting at the Limbe Council Hall Thursday, September 11th, ahead of the presidential election campaign, where he seeks to sweep an overwhelming majority of voters for President Paul Biya's re-election bid come October 12th.
Victory for His Excellency. Victory. Victory standing up. Victory from 2025 October. Victory. 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 Stand up for victory. Victory. Victory.
On his part, another militant says the action taken to reconcile the broken factions of the party was of capital interest for a smooth operation vis-a-vis the presidential election campaign, and he was happy that they are going in as a united front.
I want to hear messages of prosperity. What I want to say today is that I want to thank God that we have come to this point until we are reconciling, we are forgiving. If I'm here today, it's because I love CPDM. If I did not love CPDM, I would not be here today because I was only merely passing. Nobody invited me here. But I remember Center Committee put my name as a tax officer. But to this present hall, no invitation was given to a tax officer who was appointed by the Center Committee.
For Mr. Concho Emmanuel, the vice president of the campaign team, it was time to put in the work required, but most importantly, continuing the good deeds of the national president of the party, whom he believes is the right man for the job.
I want to believe, we want to believe, and we know that we are the spare peg in the spare, in the right, in the square. The way you take it, the square back in the square, the round in the round. Let us give a special appearance to the president. I also congratulate all of us here, the young, the old, the women, the youth, all of us, for this special attention given to us by the national president. We should take note that is a signature of the national president. You have been opportune to be appointed by President Paul Biya. We should take that document and keep it for the young politicians, because one day you will need it in your CV somewhere. Take note of what I'm saying, it's very important. It's not everybody who has an opportunity.
The brainstorming session did not end there. For Fotabe Maximilian, CPDM subsection president for Towe, there was need for the party officials and militants to redouble their efforts in sensitizing people about the collection of voters' cards, which he says are still piled up at the election Cameroon office Elekam in Limbe.
Of uncollected voters' cards lying there in the office of Elekam. And we are talking about 35,000 voters in FAKO 1A, Limbe 1 subdivision. Then I'm very sure that amongst the lots that are piled and abandoned at the legal office amongst the cards of our militants that are not yet collected. And so I feel that if we start abandoning those cards, then it's going to hamper, it's going to hinder the outcome of the election that is supposed to take place on the 12th.
After all the questions were taken into account, it was then time for the president of the Limbe 1 communal campaign committee to address them. And Paul Efome Lisombe Ngale exhibited true leadership during the process, calling on his executives to meticulously treat every point raised with utmost devotion.
From you, that no one contribution is useless. Everybody's contribution is meaningful. Because without the funny man who just cry and go to the farm and cut palm from and cut Indian bamboo, if not of him, we will not have shelter in the funeral. So, moving up, as I made mention, I want to tell you, even the least person contribution is important. let's come all of us and be aware that in as much as this election is concerned, show your portfolio by being committed and doing the things that are supposed to be done.
All that said, the CPDM party militants in FAKO are already on the verge of pulling strings for an effective campaign, thus hopefully giving President Paul Biya all the votes he needs here in the southwest region. For Efome Lisombe Ngale, this shouldn't be a Herculean task because according to him, the CPDM has been promoting peace and social cohesion for decades across the 10 regions of Cameroon, and to many the party has been a beacon of hope with pace setters across the country.